Hey guys, what is up? So this is a video I made actually last year, and it was one of the first phone videos I ever made, and it's about the LG G2. It actually came out in 2013, but I was using it as my daily driver at the time, so a lot of my opinions are still the same, but some things have actually changed since that last video. Since then, I've upgraded phones. I've actually moved on to an iPhone, but I still keep this around. Now, this phone came out in 2013, and in my opinion, it still looks really beautiful. It looks really awesome. They did a great job at keeping the bezels really small. It fits really nice in your hands, and they threw on a really big screen on it. The buttons are on the back, and it has a little notification thing on the side. I think this is one of the first phones that had buttons on the back. Now, turning on the screen, we have a full HD display, so it's still pretty up to date. And if you think about it, a lot of new budget phones still have full HD displays, so I'm glad they put one here. You know, they kind of really made it future proof. The speaker is on the bottom, and so is the headphone jack and the charging port. The speaker on the bottom kind of sucks, but it's pretty loud, and you know, it'll get the job done. Now, looking back at the screen, the colors are pretty accurate. It's an IPS display, so colors are pretty cool. It's pretty sharp, and overall it's pretty decent. Now, performance wise, it's still pretty good as well. It has 2 GB of RAM, which is pretty good. Software wise, it's running a custom ROM on Lollipop. I think the highest Android version it got was like 5.0.1 officially, but unofficially we have Android Lollipop here. This phone was pretty easy to root and flash and stuff, so if you're into that kind of like modifying your phone, this might be a good choice. And I think there's actually Android 7 ROMs out there too, and eventually I feel like it's going to get Android 8 or whatever that's going to be. So I'm pretty excited for the development of this phone. Now, what good is performance if the battery life sucks? This phone's battery life is actually very good. It has a 3000 mAh battery. On average, I was getting at least a full day's usage on heavier days. I could have made this phone last maybe even 2-3 days on lower usage, and it also has a low power mode. And I don't know if Android 7 is better at battery optimization than Lollipop, but I feel like if I updated, maybe that would change things. Gaming and stuff is obviously pretty good as well. It has a quad-core processor, so this phone was a powerhouse back then, and it's still pretty powerful today. You can even flash custom kernels on this thing, I think, so you can change a lot of things that this phone can do. Now, the only thing not making this phone the #1 budget phone of the past couple years, in my opinion, is the touchscreen issue. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but at first I heard about it and I didn't think I was going to get it. I didn't think it was going to happen on my phone, but then eventually it actually happened. Like 2/3 the way down, the screen literally stopped responding. So the screen just goes crazy and inputting stuff just doesn't work. Now, you can look on eBay and find one for less than $100 easy. The problem is that touchscreen thing, and if it isn't already bad, then it might become bad in the future. But depending on how long you use the G2, it might actually not even be a problem. So would I recommend the LG G2 in 2017? It really depends on how long you plan on using it. If you need a temporary phone just for a couple months, then it might be a good choice, but if the screen doesn't have issues already, it might end up happening in the future. And guys, that's pretty much it. If you plan on buying this phone and you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I will try my best at answering them, and if you've owned a G2 in the past, feel free to go down in the comment section and answer questions too based on your experience. Add me on all the social networks you see around the screen as well, the Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, all those things. I'm dropping like a mixtape album thing. It's not even a mixtape, I don't like that word. It's pretty much just like a document full of like instrumentals that I'm making and that I've made. So I'm planning to make it, hopefully it turns out dope. So if you want to hear the updates and progress on that, feel free to follow me on Twitter. I'll pretty much be active on there more so than maybe anything else. Snapchat too, but Instagram I post a lot of like tech photos, so it really has like nothing to do with music. But yeah guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the very next video. Peace out.